Hey everybody, we wanted to take an opportunity to talk about comments on YouTube channels and kind of our strategies for handling the comment sections, what the value of comments are, and how to best reply to comments. Well, maybe not best. It kind of it depends. There's different strategies in that, and that's sort of what we want to talk about. And I also, one of the things whenever I discuss comments, Chad, one of the things I am leery of is getting into this trap of complaining about comments, because you see these like, a channel reads mean comments or something, because I always feel like it comes from such a place of privilege to do that, because there's people who have to actually work for a living, and we're just making videos and we're like, oh, somebody said something mean. So
I got to take time to reply to a comment on a video.
so while of course mean comments apply to every creator, they all get those. It's not really something I want to focus on. It's also one of the things that I think a lot of YouTubers, and maybe the word is just changing, but a lot of YouTubers just call those trolls or trolling comments, which to me, a troll is something different. A troll is somebody who's intentionally like egging you on, just trying to get a response. It's different than just a mean comment.
And it's also different than those people that are subscribed, like your content, but just find a way to be so critical or off-putting in their comments. And usually, in a way, we've had experience where people will just like constantly over the course of videos just put in comments which are just why do you keep commenting and watching if clearly you're so critical of the content? And I'll reply to the comment and be like, da, 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 and reply in a pleasant way, but in a reactionary way. And they'll be like, oh, no, I love your content. It's wonderful. Fantastic. I was just pointing out that your background's ugly. And I
Yeah,
think
it's
there's these little
aggressive.
snippets that, like, these are the interactions. These are the little snippets of interaction that you get with people. And just so much gets lost in the context of a comment. And I think, it's easy to kind of like brush past all of that. Hey, great video, because it kind of is a little ambiguous and you can't really hold on to much. But it's that one person that manages to like find that one thing and bring it up in a comment. And for some reason, that's the comment that will just stick with you. And you'll look past 1,000 nice comments and you'll just get like hung up on that one. I don't think that is a troll. I think a troll is the type of person that just goes around, like you said, intentionally eliciting a
Yeah, there
response.
could be actually a troll could actually be kind of a fun thing. I mean,
Yes.
historically in the internet, even before YouTube, there were trolls who were just intentionally just trying to get a rise out of people, even though they didn't really mean anything by it. And sometimes they were really fun too.
And sometimes they were funny. Now I would pin troll comments just
Yeah,
because they legit made me laugh. If it
yeah,
wasn't something which was clearly like rude or off-putting or whatnot, and if it was
yeah.
like that actually is quite good, I don't mind giving it kudos and pinning that comment in, or like acknowledging that it was a funny comment.
So if we are talking a little bit about these mean comments, even though I said I didn't want to focus on that, but
I
one
think
of
they
them
go hand in hand, don't
they
they? Everybody
do,
clicked on this
and
video knowing that it's like, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the good
yeah,
comments,
and you
but we want to
can't.
talk about how you handle the bad comments.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I think one of the strategies I use is, first of all, I think if you're running a YouTube channel, you need to monitor your comments closely the first day or so when you post a video, and because they can get out of hand. And one of the things that can happen is if a series of negative comments starts happening, other people will kind of jump on that bandwagon and it can pile up. And my strategy is usually to just delete those. If that starts to happen, I'm in full control of my channel and my comment section, and I just don't want it going in that direction. So I get rid of them, because I think you to me there's a reason to take a proactive approach. There's a lot of people who say just let those comments roll off your back, don't even worry about them, but you have to. You're human, you read these things and you know that they're intentionally designed to just kind of anger you. So to me it's better to just get rid of them. Of course, other people have other ways of handling it. We talked to Jared, and he actually fires back at some of
He
the
gets he puts on his uniform and he goes in the trenches and he defends himself with a bayonet in the trenches of the comments section. He's a great example though, because he also did mention that it's like, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes, like, Like a comment that's designed to sting, mysteriously still stings, even after like 12 years of doing this and
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of comments and all of the rest. What do you normally do when it comes to like, what's your comment etiquette just in general? Do you like slice off a certain amount of time, or is it like whenever you have some time, you go through and you just spend
Yeah.
a couple minutes responding to comments?
I wish I had a better strategy than I do right now. It's always been kind of haphazard. Some videos I really like to be there right at the beginning and respond to comments. And I guess it usually is a video that I'm really excited about and I'm really proud of what I've done here. And I think it's fun to respond to those comments. There's other videos that maybe I'm just busy. I got to do something else. I don't really have time to look at those comments right away. And then I'll come back maybe in a few hours and start looking at them, and I can kind of assess the general feel of a video, because I think there's a lot of value. I think that without comments, there is no YouTube, really. It would just be Vimeo. It would be just a platform for just posting videos and watching videos. And it's the comments that really make YouTube what it is. I know when I'm watching videos on my phone, and this is another reason why I always watch in vertical format on my phone, because I can read comments while the video is playing up above there. And when I go and watch somebody's video, 9 times out of 10, I'm reading some of those comments too, and it just kind of en enhances the video. It gives you more a rounded view of what people are picking up on that video.
You were also talking about the fact that with the shorts, the fact that the comments are are an integral part of the shorts. So
Yeah.
therefore, it's like you get the 60-second video, which I get it. You can do it on TikTok, and there's this very kind of quick scrolling, get to the next video, and it's just like a long stream of videos stuck together. However, as much as that's the case when you're kind of navigating on YouTube, there's still the comments. So while you're doing it, you can quickly go down, like you say, and start scrolling the comments. And that's not available in other kind of short video platforms. So that's one of the things I love that they included with the shorts here, was making it be a focus on the comments. I don't know what our channel would look like if we hadn't paid attention to like the comments in this very, I would never be able to figure out the mathematical percentages of, but the amount of people who have contributed over the years, comments which have helped lead to the growth of our channel. And I'd said this on podcast when we were talking about doing brand deals, and I said whenever we go into like when we used to go into meeting rooms
I
and
remember
see
those
other
days.
people in person, we would always, be like, in the audience is sitting here with us, but they would always be represented. And I think the audience's voice is the comment section, and I think that's also why we probably end up putting so much onus on like the bad comments, because it's like, oh, this is our communication. Someone got our phone number and crank called us and said something mean, and it got through, and it hurt. But I think that's what makes the comments great, is because all of those good comments, or all of those comments which helped you kind of grow, and all of the rest, that's what comes part and parcel with all of the bad comments, is all of the good comments which kind of helped you like evolve. And you're right, the platform would not be the same if it didn't have, because you're right, it would be Vimeo. It's just here's what I'm creating and put it out there. And one of the things that has always been a best practice in your YouTube videos, leave a comment below. Or
Yeah.
we've spent 10 years putting comment questions in our videos because we knew that it was the thing that the algorithm wanted. But then we realized, it's like, wow, when you ask people what they like and what they whatever, if you can get past the 5% of people who will troll you or say mean things, you get so much amazing input from people. And we've discovered that through this particular YouTube channel and podcast as well, because you go and you put an 1.5 hour long podcast out there on Apple, and you hope that someone like gives you a 5-star rating or something like that, but you have no direct reaction to there's no response, there's no communication with your audience that way. And that's why I think we still love YouTube, because we can put a video like this up and right away, right out of the gate, there'll be a bunch of people like, hey, good point, or no, you guys are full of crap.
Yeah, if I have a question about something in one of my videos and post it in the comments, people will answer me, and it is so valuable. In fact, last March, when we went into lockdown, and I started producing the lockdown woodworking series, which was just an ongoing series of what I'm building. I had no planned to make a project from beginning to end, edit it, and put it out there. So it was, I would work on a project, and that was the end of the video for the day. So I would post it, and that somewhere over there. Oh no, it's not. I'm not. It's not that. It was my printer stand, which is upstairs. I was thinking it was my drill press stand, but printer stand was the first project I made in that, and it was all. I like to say it was kind of community built in a way, because it was just so cool to. I would encounter design issues and fundamental construction issues, and I would ask people, well, I'm a little bit stumped on this, do you guys have any ideas, ways? And I could read those comments, and it was amazing, all the different ideas people had of ways to improve this and how to fix it when I just asked. And so I implemented those into the design and into the project, and then when it was done, it was perfect. Whereas if I hadn't done that, I would have had to struggle with those myself. I probably would have come up with a not as good idea of how to do something. So there's so much value in comments if you actually take the time to read them and be a part of them, rather than thinking you're some sort of a YouTube diva who never wants to respond to comments, and you see a lot of channels like that where there's just no response to comments, and sometimes they can just get out of hand without you there.
And I get how some people can kind of get away with it, and it becomes part of the allure is that the person is kind of such on a pedestal that it's very difficult to reach, that therefore they don't do that kind of thing. And I know that sometimes the opposite ends up working, but that was the cool thing about what we felt that we built up on YouTube. Wasn't just a collection of videos. Like, we built up an audience, and an audience which had kind of a vibe in their own language, and we had our own kind of like secret club. And it became very evident that we did when we would ever have a video that trended or did well outside of our audience. And then you see what a comment section can look like when people are just exposed to your content and they have no context for it.
Right.
So we can launch a video which does incredibly well with our audience because they know what to expect. And of course, you're still going to run into some people who don't like it, and you're going to have a percentage of people who complain about it in the comments, even if they do like what you're doing. But man, we in the summer, the video that I put together, which was like six habits for 6 things I learned in isolation.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And it was just a video because we were at the end of that was right in the middle of like the first lockdown, and we just hit the wall, and we were like, we're done. We're going to put this video and then we're going to just take a break. So put that out there. It ended up doing well for us, and then it ended up trending on the trending tab for a couple of days. And it just brought in all of these people who have no understanding of anything. And one of the first scenes is me cleaning up and Riley standing on the couch and doing nothing. And the point in the video is like, don't wait for someone else to clean up. If you feel like you want to clean up, just go and clean up. Don't wait to teach. Like, it's not a time to like do a learning lesson for your kid. Just go and clean up. And the amount of people who watched it and had no context, and then just directly into the comments, what do you think you're teaching your kid about just cleaning up after them endlessly? And that the amount of context which gets lost when you're in the wild west, that's when you really see how a comment section can kind of be quickly taken over. I mean, you've literally taken video down because
yeah. I've done that one time recently. I took a video down just because, and it was something I should have foreseen it myself, because, over time you get to where you kind of know what's going to trigger large amounts of people to respond. And if you make a video where you have one thing in it that you did wrong, that will be the thing that people fixate on. Right now, I've got a video, and it's not, enough for me to take it down or anything. The comments aren't really hateful or anything. But right now, my most recent video, I made a cabinet in my laundry closet, and there was a electrical outlet back there that I put it up against. It is actually sticking out a little ways from it, but you can't access the electrical outlet. It's in a closet. It's an outlet we've never used in 20 years that we've lived here, over 20 years. And there's another outlet next to it that we could still use. And so I thought that's fine. And wow, did I get a lot of comments about, that's a code violation. You can't cover up an outlet like that. And people citing these codes. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm the only one who knows it's there. Well, now everybody does, but it's like, what are you going to do about it? If I need to access it, I'll access it. And so it's this kind of thing that people will fixate on, and it can get to the point where it just dominates the entire comment section. And luckily in this case, it didn't. There were enough people who kind of saw through that and was like, okay, it's not that big of a deal, you know? So it helps in that way to monitor your comments and elevate the comments that you want up to the top by responding to those. And the comment section, I've said this for years, that you can look at any channel's comment section and you'll get a feel for the creator, because those comments reflect the creator. And you can see these comments, channels where there's a drama, it's a drama channel, or it's a channel about rants or something, you know, and the comments will be exactly the same. They'll reflect that exact same style.
It's sorry, I was just on Marin County Code Violations.com. I just wanted to take a moment to make sure that
file a report.
You're not going to get a fire in your laundry room.
Actually, those kind of safety violations are on a woodworking channel rise up really high with people. That's something that can, and I've gotten really better at what I show.
Do you sometimes intentionally include anything? Like, do you ever like, oh, I'm going to get it for that?
No, I don't intentionally do it. Once in a while, I'll forget something. Another recent video is I did a quick demo of this little push block that I'm making, and it has to be the first time ever that I forgot to put a riving knife on my saw. It's just this little piece of equipment, this piece of safety equipment. And it's real important to use that. But I don't know why, but for some reason I forgot to put that thing on there. And I didn't even realize it until the first comment I got about that was, oh, so you don't use your riving knife anymore, do you? Is it that type of a tone? And I'm like, no, I still use it. What's that? And then I came out here to my shop and I looked and I'm like, oh, you're right. It's not on there. I thought it was like an optical illusion in the video or something. People weren't seeing it, but yeah, they were right. But they'll pick up on that. And then it just becomes one after another, somebody commenting on that. And so, you know, those things happen.
I went through our channels just quickly, actually. Instead of going to Marin County Code Violations.com, I took that opportunity just to quickly go to our channels, because I went to our first videos and then I reverse ordered the comments just to say, and I get it. This isn't probably the first comment on the channel. However, this is the first comment which is published on each of our videos. Our first video is from 2011, February 6, 2011. My goodness, we are 2 weeks away from our 10-year uploading anniversary on YouTube. That's pretty cool. And the very, very first comment all the way down at the bottom says, great concept. Question, is there a good way to clean my iPhone? And the reason why that's the question is because in the video, we were like, hey, do you have a cleaning question? Leave it down below. The only problem is it's from a person called A Sense Common, which is an extra YouTube account that I had and I created. So I could leave comments on her own video. So the very first comment on a Clean My Space video is actually me. And if I go over here to what is it for you? It would be your video on a chessboard from August 2nd, 2008. Build a chessboard, part 1, the top. If I go all the way down to the bottom here, there's a comment from Jose from 12 years ago, and it says, I miss old Steve. It doesn't actually. It says, it says, excellent video. Do you have some blueprints or any reference numbers about how I could make it too? Thanks. Sorry, English is not my first language. So both of us have, I mean, mine was from me, so it was a nice comment. But there you go. That's exactly.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Jose Trujillo, who 12 years ago,
wow.
Possibly. I mean, you might want to go. I'm going to take this into the creator studio side and actually really go through all the comments and see if I can find the first one that wasn't by me at a later time, and I will update you. But yeah, as far as I can tell, there you go. Jose was.
Wow, I did not know that. That's pretty cool. And it was a very positive comment. Yeah, he was asking a question. And those are the kind of questions that I still, majority of my questions are like that. Do you have any more information on this? Do you have this? And those are really good. And one of the things I wanted to also address is how we manage comments. And I think there's a wide range running from Evan Carmichael, who both of us have spoke to before, who makes it a point to respond to every single comment. And he has, how big is his channel? Like 3 million subscribers or
Yeah,
something?
2.5, 3 million subscribers now.
He gets a lot of comments, but he has people who help him out with those, except for, maybe technical questions or something. But, and most comments, all you really need to do is, a lot of comments are just from people who say, thanks, I love the video. And it's really nice. And it doesn't take much just to say, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Because whenever I've left a comment on some random video I've watched and a guy replies to me, it makes me feel good. It's like, wow, that creator actually read my comment.
You and I are literally doing this because you left a comment on a Clean My Space video, however many years ago, just being like, hey, this is a good video. And it was you leaving a comment that made me know that you watched our videos at a time that I was just watching, I was just a fan of you. And then I remember the day that, Melissa was like, hey, you know the Steve Ramsey guy, don't you? Don't you watch some of his videos? I'm like, of course I watched it. What do you know about Steve Ramsey, Melissa? Well, she did, because you were like, way to go, Melissa. You make great videos and I like watching your videos. And I was really jealous of Melissa. But here I am with you. It's not Chad and Melissa, or sorry, Melissa and Steve have a podcast. But yeah, no, that's exactly what kind of like, made it be like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's just out here watching other people's videos and leaving a comment. And that was going to be my other point. There's a few things in our history which really led to big growth spurts in as it relates to how big we were at a particular time. And we got put on the front page of Reddit, and Craig Wheezy Waiter was on here talking about the power of literally like getting on the front page of Reddit can make a video just go crazy. And we had a video that went really crazy because it managed to do that, indirectly get on the front page of Reddit. And then there was whatever. There's just been some other things that have happened. And another one, which was very early on, was there was another channel called Home Organizing with Alejandra. And she literally is the YouTube's OG. I would love to actually bring her on the podcast. She's YouTube's OG in the organizing space. And she was making all of these videos. We were making videos, and big fans of hers and all of the rest. And then one day, randomly, and I'd never done this before, I decided to, with the Clean My Space account, just go on one of her videos and just be like, hey, do exactly what you did to us. And I think it actually happened after you did it to us. And it was like, hey, Alejandra, great video. Thanks for, whatever. And I kind of did it like subtly, where it's like, oh, maybe some people will notice in the comments, but she responded, pinned it, or like whatever, and it ended up being the top comment. And we ended up getting thousands of new subscribers over the next couple of days simply by one comment, which ended up getting responded to. And then the amount of people in her comment section seeing this and then getting exposed to our channel. So even just going out there and leaving comments on other people's channels like us is a fantastic way to like not only share that with someone else, like there's a creator on the other side who's like, oh my gosh, not just another person, but like another creator's in here saying how good it is. So how good that feels on the other side, but how great it is to kind of like pass that along as well. It's the circle of comments.
It's so true. There is so much value to leaving comments, and I don't think enough people take the time to leave comments. And I think that the people who do leave comments should be applauded, because you're going that extra mile. You're really engaging with a channel if you leave a comment. And I know I try to still do that on videos that I watch and enjoy, try to leave a comment whenever I can. And it's so rewarding just to hear a reply from the creator of that video. And saying that, it always kind of makes me feel a little bad that I don't reply to all of my comments. And there's plenty of videos I've released where I don't reply to any comments for whatever reason. And after I've posted a video, after a few days in, I kind of feel like then it's stale. It's almost like, okay, now I probably won't reply to very many comments. But if I'm in that right mindset at the beginning, sometimes I can just crank through a bunch of comments and reply to people.
It sometimes feels a little, not disingenuous, but like rushed, just to be like, thanks for the comment, thanks for watching, thanks for whatever. But like you realize that like no matter how small or how like whatever, just the fact that you do respond and just say like, hey, thanks for whatever, really does seem to make a huge difference. And I've really noticed that clearly with with the Chad and Steve have a YouTube
Yeah.
channel where every single time I get, because notifications are turned on for Chad and Steve have a YouTube channel whenever we get a comment, because I really want to jump right in and just be like, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
We were talking right before we started recording this, where like I refreshed our creator studio page and we went from like 2,504 subscribers to 2,503 subscribers, and it like each one hurt. So each comment counts, and each new person that came across, it was right after the Craig video, the Wheezy Waiter video went up, and someone who was a Wheezy Waiter fan came over and was like, hey, it's kind of neat what you guys are doing over here. It's cool that you gave Craig this space to talk and this, that, and the other. It's like, wow, that just made me feel on cloud 9 today.
You know what? That comment made my day, to read that somebody who came here because of that video, not because of any of the other ones that we've posted, and just said they really appreciate the format and they thank us for just letting him talk. And I'm like, wow, that is so cool. That's exactly what we're trying to do. And it really lifted me up just to read that. So, you know, don't think that leaving a comment on a channel of any size is irrelevant, because it makes a difference. And if you can, I really believe that taking a moment out of your day to say something nice can spread and brighten up even more than just one person's day.
If you would like to leave a comment, there's a comment section down below.
Yeah, leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment.
We actually read them.
Leave a comment about what you think about comments down below. And yeah, we would love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for watching, as always, and we'll see you in the next one.